and we are live. Hey everyone, I am here today with a new session of LinkedIn Live, and we have the audience with us on Hangouts as well in parallel to the session. And यहाँ पे, if you can hear me and see me, just comment below, and we'll be happy to start the session. आज का जो session है, it helps you understand how you can specifically target manufacturing companies जिनका presence social media पे भी नहीं होता है, like LinkedIn, Facebook and Twitter. So it's even harder for you to identify those companies and reach out to them. So we are going to do this session today, specifically focusing on mid-size SMEs and manufacturing companies. And pardon my appearance and background. So I'm traveling today, so इसीलिए थोड़ा सा noisy और you know bandwidth का issue रहेगा, but please bear with me. Before we start, if anyone wants to share what they do, specifically if you target manufacturing companies, किसी को hangouts पे जो available हैं, if anyone wants to share their company or business, okay, Abhijit, I'll focus and do the session in English entirely. I usually prefer to do it in Hindi so that more people, of all varieties can obviously understand it, but I'll cover it. So yeah, thank you. But before we begin, I was asking, is anyone here who wants to share their specific business or the company that they are in? And if they target manufacturing companies and they are having some problems, so I'll try and optimize my talk around that use case so that it's more easy for you to relate and understand about it. So quick 30 seconds, 1 minute if anyone wants to jump in and share. Sure. Yeah, Abhijit. Right, right. Any specific size of the companies that you target? I'm sorry, but do you have any specific size of companies that you target? When you talk about manufacturing, it can range from small, medium, large, very large. Like what sort? Okay. When you target medium, do you target the CEOs and owners? Because that would be your ideal choice. Okay. And when you target large, do you still target the owners and CEOs, or do you change your departments or titles? What's what's the kind of people? Okay, great. Great, thank you. Anyone else wants to jump in and quickly share for the next 30 seconds? Yeah, okay. We lost. Okay, any specific size or any specific category of manufacturing business you try and target? Okay, got it. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Thanks, guys. And I'm hoping you're able to see my screen as well, both on the audience that is on Hangouts as well as the people who are listening to this on LinkedIn Live. And I'll begin. So, I mean, there are two people who shared their specific business and targeting, and they said that, the difficult part is obviously to reach out to the SMEs and mid-size manufacturing companies. So a lot of you may not be aware, but the government of India, or at specifically if I talk about Ministry of Corporate Affairs, um, whenever a business register themselves in India, first of all they have to register themselves to do a business. So that's no brainer. So when they register themselves as a company, as an entity, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs is the responsible organization who basically onboards them and give them a company incorporation number or director's identification number if you start your journey as a company. Now, once you do that, this particular data is available for everyone publicly. So ये जो companies की list है, the list of the companies that register themselves right from the very beginning of corporate culture or business entity formation in India till today, last month, every month they release this list of around roughly 10,000 companies which are newly formed and they are registering themselves as a new entity in India. And it's a bit difficult to get that data. Not really difficult when you search it properly, but it's very very easy in that manner. But normally people obviously do not realize that this information is available even free of cost for them to use it. So if you go to Ministry of Corporate Affairs, you just have to type MCA company master data. You will see all the information of companies over here. इसी का ही एक और वर्जन है इनका, जिसमें you will get the entire data in Excel sheets for the entire history of the businesses in India. So you can search the company, you can search the company by name, all of the information is available. But if you want to download the data in bulk, that's also available via the MCA website. The normal data provider is that data.gov.in. So the government of India gives that information for free. So that sorts your problem of at least having a segmentation, and you will be able to get to the right companies list at least. तो वो वाला part आपका sort हो जाएगा. Obviously the next step is, and if you want to not go through that Excel sheet route or figure out and find out, then there is another website which I really like, and this is called Zobacop. If you haven't heard of it, then you should make a note of it if you're targeting SMEs or manufacturing sector, because all the companies that registered themselves in India through the MCA, which is Ministry of Corporate Affairs, automatically Zobacop, which is a private company, they list that company's information on their website, and which is also available for free for you to explore and filter. Like this is the website of Zobacop. If you go, you will see this that says company list. Now on the bottom, you will see browse companies by activity, age, and location. So you click there. Now, if you notice, you will see a list of all the companies. This is the list. This is their company incorporation number, the ROC, which is registration of, ROC, which is Registrar of Corporate Affairs, something like that, which obviously gives you the location wherein the company has registered themselves, in which part of the country. And then you see all the status, whether the company is still active, whether the company has striked off, as in they closed their business. So all of this information is there. But the good part is below, wherein you can now filter the companies by specific criteria you have. जैसे कि we today want to target manufacturing sector. Now, if you notice, there is a filter that says manufacturing. So I click on manufacturing, small ad. Yeah. So all these are manufacturing companies, a total of 4,37,000 in numbers. So now I go and click on active companies, which means I only obviously want to target companies that are still in business. So these are all companies around 2,77,000 which are into manufacturing sector and are active. Now, इसी के अंदर I can always filter more. Like for example, someone here said that they want to target companies that are mid-size. So here I also have the criteria of age, which means a company who has registered themselves or have started their business like very very young, just within 1 year, they may not be at that scale. Not everyone. So tendency of them will be at least a small SME kind of nature. But if you target companies which are 1 to 3 years or 3 to 5 years, they would be typically the SME and mid-sized company. above that 5 to 10 years, 10 to 15, more than 25, which is very, very large enterprises, very, very large companies that you want to target. So tendency of them will be skewed towards, being an enterprise in nature. So you can always drill down and further your categorization by the age, which will hopefully help you establish a parameter to filter down the size of the companies. I can also target companies by the number of plants they have. Like within a company, let's say I want to target companies that have multiple plant locations. A lot of you may have this kind of business wherein you want to, target companies that have multiple plant setup or multiple infrastructure or multi-city presence. So here you will see the number of establishment. So अगर मैं इसको use करता हूँ further, तो let's say I want to target companies that are into 2 to 5 establishments. So I filter down. So these are the companies that are active in manufacturing sector with the age, with the establishment of 2 to 5. So ऐसे करके I can always go deep and deep to a point wherein I'm like very targeted and I'm aware that what kind of companies, whether they are fitting into my requirements or not. So if you guys have any questions till now, do let me know. I'll wait for a few seconds. Yeah, yeah. So I will not be touching on that part because it's a bit cumbersome webinar point of view for me to demonstrate that. So I've already given you a sense of how you can do that. You just need to Google it and you will be definitely be able to figure it out. Very, very easy, but lengthy for me to do it and explain it right now. Yeah, yeah. Any other question or I'll jump into the next part? Okay, great. I'll just quickly scan whether someone has any question on LinkedIn as well. Um, Javed, I hope you can hear it now, and Janal as well. And if you want to see the repeat, you can always just start it from the beginning. The whole video is already there on my LinkedIn profile, whichever is being shot now. Anyways, thank you. I'll begin the next part. So now that we have identified, the kind of companies that we want to target, the next step is obviously to reach out to them. So I'll open up the company page. I can get further information about it and the location, the address, and here you will see a email ID which is available. This is the public email ID, and usually if it's a small company, then the email ID would be usually of the director, which is the CEO or the owner of the company. If it's a very large company or large to very large company, then usually the email ID is of a chartered accountants or accounts department of the company. So अगर आप if you're targeting the mid size and small companies, the email ID 95%, 90% of the time will be of the director or the owner only. So that gives you a sense of you how you can target and reach out to them if you want to do it on email. um, I hope it's clear till now. The next part is identifying their directors. So these are all the directors of this company. You will see managing director, director, normal director, and managing directors is usually the CEO. So if there are three directors listed and one is specified the managing director tag, that means they're the one who are taking the shots on when it comes to the execution part of the business. So you can further identify the CEO out of the directors. If all of them have written directors, then they are usually it's very hard for you to identify until you call or reach out to them. But if it's specifically mentioned managing director, then that's the person who is the CEO because they've specified their position as MD of the organization to Ministry of Corporate Affairs. And then, if independent director or whole time director is written, then they are usually not the one who are acting directors. They are basically just sitting on the board or they're outsider, mentors, which do not play the active role in the business. And usually this is observed when the size of the company becomes large to enterprise level because they are the ones who usually get on board, independent directors to observe the board or have, voting and shareholding rights. And this is also the pattern you will observe in case of funded companies, because when you raise a funding round, you will involve the investors who have invested. They will also get a board seat, and usually they get um, tagged as independent directors or whole time the director, not the specific director or MD. बट वहां पे भी आप आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हो कि ये फंडिंग रेज की है, तो ये वाला जो बंदे हैं, the kind of guys, the name that you see, these are the people who are just the board members. They're not the active, role playing persons of the business. तो hope this is clear so far. अब इसके बाद जो नेक्स्ट स्टेप आ जाता है, यहाँ पे मैं थोड़ा सा चीजी हो जाऊंगा, और इस केस में because there was no alternative solution, so I have to like give you only the solution which is available, which is our tool. Using this particular mystery, अगर आपको नहीं पता है, so mystery is basically the contact finder tool, and fortunately for us, and unfortunately for the other variables, this is the only tool which is available which works on these websites. So I'll have to just show you that. Usually I don't prefer just talking about my particular tool, but इस केस में कोई और ऑप्शन नहीं था, so मुझे वही बताना पड़ रहा है. So now if you go to this particular company, let's say आपने ये identify कर ली that this is the company you want to target, so you just need to open the mystery tool, the contact finder tool that we have, and you will see the page is getting refreshed in the window, and here you will see the directors, the three directors that are the part of this company. Same goes for this. Now, if you want the contact number, direct mobile number of this particular person, all you need to do is just go there, view, and you click here. This will, I'm not going to do it on screen. Obviously, a lot of people are watching, and I wanted to reveal the number of this person publicly to masses. But if you click over here, you will see the contact number appearing in front of you, which will be the direct board line, sorry, direct mobile number of this particular person. So, right from identifying, filtering, shortlisting the right set of companies based on the criteria that you have, towards reaching out to them either on email or finding out their direct contact numbers and reaching out to them on phone calls. This is the entire process that you can follow in order for you to reach out to these businesses, these small and medium enterprises, which you will generally not find on LinkedIn or other platforms. And this is what I wanted to share with you today. I'm keeping it short because I'll have to also run, but I'll obviously be taking some questions if you have so far around the webinar. Both on Hangouts, if you guys have any questions, as well as both, people who are listening to it on LinkedIn can ask the questions. I'll, take the questions for the next 7-8 minutes. You guys can hear me? Yeah, I can. Yes. Yeah. So for if you want to target NGOs, that's what you said, right? Yeah. So that you can do directly using our tool, or perhaps if you want to just get the email IDs, there are other tools available. But if you want to target the contact numbers, so you can do it directly on LinkedIn. Let's say you go and search CSR head, you go to people you have identified, and further you can always, narrow down by using other filters. But let me just quickly go and share this with you. Let's say these are the people you want to target. So you go there, you clicked on the person's profile. It does not matter whether they are connected with you on LinkedIn or not. They are your first connection, second connection, third connection, or even it does not matter whether the person has added their contact number on their profile or not, because we don't fetch the numbers from LinkedIn. It's just a reference point, just like it was a reference point on Zobacop. आप जब इसको ओपन करेंगे, तो राइट साइड में ऑटोमेटिकली a new window open up हो जाएगी. I'm just sure. And the same way, as I mentioned, you can view the number of the person on Zobacop. The same way, the tool will give you the contact number of a particular, persons on LinkedIn as well. मैं अभी खोल के नहीं दिखाऊंगा. I'll not show the number right now, but uh, it will be there once you try out the tool or use the tool properly by just clicking on the button that says. Sir, no, I'm in Goa. I'm at Arambol Beach right now. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you never know. I can't say no to that, but yeah, I'm open whenever there is an opportunity for me to travel. I'll definitely be there. Sure, done. Any other questions specifically to the webinar? Okay, great, awesome. Well, thank you so much, guys. I think it's a wrap in that case. If there are no questions, um, thank you. I'll put the link of the website in the description of this video. एंड अगर कुछ और किसी का कोई क्वेरी है तो यू कैन डीएम मी और प्रेफरेबली यू कैन रीच आउट टू मी ओवर ईमेल बिकॉज डीएम थोड़ा सा मेसी हो जाता है लिंक्डइन पे देखना और पढ़ना पीछे वाले पीछे चले जाते हैं पता ही नहीं चलता मिस हो जाते हैं बहुत सारे बट ईमेल ऑब्वियसली stays there properly and I can answer emails. So if you have any concerns or you want to reach out to me or you have any queries related to the webinar, just email me at nitin@easyleadz.com. And thank you for joining. I hope मतलब आपको time waste नहीं हुआ होगा and you got something useful out of the webinar. If not, please feel free to tell me. अभी भी बता सकते हो सीधा सीधा. I'll not really mind because at the end of the day, it's just to be for you guys to get some more information and insights. Sure. So yeah, there is. There is definitely a possibility of getting contacts in bulk. उसके लिए ना मैं मतलब अभी तो बहुत लंबा हो जाएगा बताना बट अगर आप मुझे मेल करोगे तो आई have someone from the team to talk to you. There are few questions I think on the Hangouts. Is there any source to get the client list at MIDC? Maybe can you specify more about that? What do you mean by MIDC? Sorry, Sushma asked this question. Yeah. I'm not really sure about what do you mean by MIDC. अगर आप थोड़ा सा explain करेंगे ना तो I'll try and answer that. Moving on. Hi Nitin, we are downloaded one by one, cannot download bulk. As I said just now, you can reach out to me separately. I'll help you with that part. Sundarajan, hi Nitin, I could not get contact from LinkedIn profile. Okay, well, it's not really possible to get the contact numbers for everyone. Usually, the probability is around 75 to 80% of the time that you will be able to get the contacts. But definitely, it's a good feedback. We obviously try and more to keep adding more and more contact data so that people are able to get as much as possible coverage from the tool. तो उस पे हम रोज काम करते ही रहते हैं बट 100% कभी भी अचीव नहीं हो सकता इट्स टेक्निकली इम्पॉसिबल या ओके महाराष्ट्र इंडस्ट्रियल डेवलपमेंट कॉर्पोरेशन सो उसके लिए ना लाइक द क्वेश्चन वाज दैट कैन आई टारगेट कंपनीज इन MIDC so in a way yes so if you go on Zobacop you just have to type or address please if you see the address you have to type MIDC and you will see all the companies in MIDC उसके through you can filter the right companies I hope इसमें आंसर मिल गया होगा आपको please tell your mail ID again I'm just typing in here nitin@easyleadz.com hangouts pe I've sent it so you can view and copy it if you want to reach out I'll just quickly scan if there are any questions on LinkedIn. Okay, great. All right then. In that case, thank you so much. Thanks a lot, guys. I hope it was worth it. Yeah, thanks.